What is this? What? Where did this come from? Seriously, did you see the last video? How I praised you? Is this what's all about? Okay, so everybody's aware. This is the one I did from the video before. This was the last one. You can tell it's open. This is the one with the 3 full art cards I pulled. This was from eBay. This is the one I thought I only bought. This one, I don't know where it came from. It was in my mail today. Just so everybody's aware. It's like, well, did you buy it somewhere else? Yeah, well, technically I bought it at GameStop. Here's the weird thing, though. When this was bought on eBay, it had a tracking, right? eBay said this was delivered. When I opened it up, it had a GameStop thing in it from eBay, okay? But when I got this one, it didn't say it was from GameStop when I got the receipt. It said something else. And weird thing is, both of these had my last name wrong. The last name was Russell for some reason. It's not Russell. My last name's not Russell. What do you think the T in the big LT stands for? That's my last name. That's my real one. That's Tibbles. Dang it. At least they had the first name right in. It had the 604 in city and state and all that stuff. But this is unplanned. So, yeah, welcome to another Let's Open TCG video. Yeah, it took me 2 minutes to say it. I know, but I didn't expect this. Literally. I don't know. So, let's open this. Also, I found out that when you see this, yeah, you could just rip this part off and you can get inside. Nice, like always. Here's the coin. Get the rest of the stuff out. Deck box. Sleeves. The Iono thing, still not opening it. Sorry, you're not getting the code out of that. Wrong thing. Throw that over there. Okay, deck box. Same as always, with the packs in here. With these things. Sorry, it's backwards, but these things. And should be 6 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, all of this from the same sets. So you can see, here's the 2 for Temporal Forces. Here's the one from Paradox Rift. Obsidian Flames. Scarlet and Violet. And Lost Origin. Now we get that out of the way. Let's open some packs, shall we? Seriously, what are you doing? If I find a third one, I swear to God, if I find a third one, I will be freaking amazed. Somehow I should be watching these videos and be like, hey, guess what? I'm going to send you a third one. You just... But yeah, this will be under the same title as the last one, most likely, with the Featuring Iono Part 2. So, the Featuring Iono Part 2, that's going to be added to the title, obviously. So, anyway, first card, Meditate. I'll try not to go too fast, so, because this was unplanned. What else do you expect me to do? Turtonator. Also, if I get some more full art cards because of this, I don't know. Hoot Hoot. Also, I kind of have a bit of an outburst. I should probably be a little more quiet, considering I probably have neighbors. I don't know, but it's middle of the evening. I don't think they're going to be bothered by that much, considering that would most likely be if it was like 9 o'clock. Then I'd probably have some problems. Anyway, Beldum. Sorry, I should probably get that a little closer so you guys can see it. Sorry, I'm a little excited. Okay, I'm a little excited. Iron Jugulus. I gotta be honest with you, the shiny Pokemon for the Iron variants could have been better. I mean, yeah, the silver thing, and you know, they're supposed to represent iron, steel, things like that. It doesn't work. Compared when you have the paradoxes from Scarlet that actually do look different in color compared to everybody else. Probably the reason why I liked it that way, though, compared to what the irons were doing. Because, truth be told, I can never see if I'm noticing an iron or a shiny iron because, well, at least with kind of with the Dawn Fan one, because you know you have to pay real close attention to that one. And then there's another one. Hariyama's, I think, is kind of little. It is a little bit noticeable, but you gotta really notice it. You gotta pay close attention to that. Anyway, Full Metal Lab. Hang on a sec. Is that? Oh well, I know it's a stadium, but I was thinking like myself, like, is it a lab from Area Zero or something? But no, it doesn't look like it. I think that's just a separate thing on its own. Go Lurk. Pretty cool. Ooh, my favorite of the Paradox Pokemon that it was introduced in Scarlet and Violet, Iron Valiant. I love this because it's a fusion of both Gardevoir and Gallade, and I love both Gardevoir and Gallade. This is so cool. When I shiny hunted for that, I wound up getting like 4 shiny Iron Valiants from one sandwich. So, anyway, Rapidash. There's. Don't worry, it's not a full art yet, but another freaking Iron Valiant. It's another freaking one. Like, okay, hang on a second. I'll put those down. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. 2 of them. They're different pictures, too. You know, if this was planned from you, I wouldn't be surprised because you were like, he loves Iron Valiant. I'll get him something that might have 2 Iron Valiants in it. He'll love that. Apparently I do. Anyway, here's the electric energy. And for you guys for sticking around for the first part, here is your code. Have fun. Because I ain't using it, as you guys know. Where are the packs? There they are. All right. I kind of built them backwards, but I'm going to make them go in the right order from the way they were put in there. So I'm reaching for the bottom to get to the first ones, and then work my way up to the Sword and Shield one. So anyway, this is the second pack of the Temporal Forces? Let me double check. Yeah, Temporal Forces. All right. First up, Mr. Man. Here's a Raichu. Probably, well, let me think here. Maybe a close second. No, actually, take that back. Close third. I'll bring up the reason why. Victini. And you're probably wondering, like, well, close third of what? Mythicals, actually. Mythical Pokemon. Because my main favorite would be Deoxys. Second favorite would be Jirachi. This is probably my third favorite. I could go as far as, like, Celebi would be your third favorite. Or my third favorite. But technically, I think Victini would probably be better. You know. If I had to do a top 5, it'd be Deoxys, Jirachi, Victini. Well, who would be after Victini? Okay, maybe Celebi would be 4. And then number 5. I'm trying to think of all the mythicals that are in the entirety of the game. Actually, you know what? No, maybe, think about it. Can you think about it? I'm trying to think as quick as I can, but my brain's working on so much right now. Maybe my brain's telling me, yeah, do it, man, because you know the reason why, and you know what? Sure. Actually, but I'll move Celebi down to 5. Put this one at number 4. Manaphy. Some of you guys are probably wondering, like, wait, the frick are you saying Manaphy? The Manaphy movie, because Manaphy has such a strong bond with May, and May is my favorite Poke Waifu. Next to you, I mean, you two are tied, so don't worry. Anyway, Bronzor. Sorry for that long pause. I had to bring that up. Anyway, Electivire. Oh, that reminds me. So I was in Walmart today. I saw they had a stand for a Pokemon. There was nothing in it yet. At least I don't think there is. Or there was supposed to be. But they had 5 Smolives in the front of the thing. 4 of them were regular. 1 of them was shiny. How do I know it was shiny? Because the olive on the top of it was black. So it was the shiny small olive is got the black olive, whereas like the regular ones are just green olives. Which is, I love that subtle detail when it came to the shiny small olive family, because they have that, because the shiny one has a black olive on it. So anyway, since Iono. Anyway, the reason why I pointed that story was because like I heard they're doing that shiny pack thing or whatever, and I may try to get some, but no promises. So Sableye. Sableye is actually my favorite, one of the version exclusives in Ruby and Sapphire, because there's something about Sableye I just loved about, you know, the design, and it on its body, it's got the 3 gems of what the Hoenn games, you know, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And at the time, it was a sucker for ghost type Pokemon, so I guess that's my reason. Anyway, Wiglet. It's a nice little Wiglet. Still want to shiny hunt that someday and get a shiny off of it. Grottle. Ooh, we hit big. Oh, did we hit big? Walking Wake EX. Look at that. Holy cow. That is beautiful. Actually, I have a friend who actually watched my Iono video from last time. He's probably watching this one too. He had a full art of one of those Pokemon. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Walking Wake too. But he got the full art version, so I was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see it. I took a picture of it, sent it to Parker. Haven't heard of her response about it, but you know. Anyway, dark energy. I think it's darkness, but I prefer calling it dark because Pokemon games. There's your code. Pokemon games have the dark type, so to speak. So it might be darkness. I don't know. Here's a weird thing. So we got those 2 Iron Valiants from the one Temporal Forces pack. We got a Paradox Rift with a Iron Valiant on here. How weird would it be if there was an Iron Valiant in this pack? Just saying. As I said, it's probably gonna happen. You're gonna make it happen, aren't you? Just wait. I'm not gonna bet anything on it. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say, like, now that I said it, it's gonna happen. Just wait. Having trouble, are we? A little bit. Okay. First off, Miltank. By the way, if I am going too fast, it's probably because I don't want to make it a 45-minute video like it was the last time. So I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Wimpod. If they can actually... I'm sure you got to see as much of it as you can. Plusle. Probably one of my favorite between Plusle and Minun is Plusle. I think. Unless it's a tie. Have I ever used a Plusle on a team? Not really. Unless you count the Plusle from Coliseum I kept in my party the whole time and never used. But, I mean, it was just death fodder. It was just kind of a death fodder thing for me to revive Espeon and Umbreon at the time. When I would only raise one Pokemon, catch a bunch for my team, and just use nothing but that one Pokemon. If that Pokemon fainted, I would revive it using one of my other Pokemon that were like level 2 or 3, and freaking use them as death fodder to revive my main Pokemon. By the time I caught the legendary of the game, I would start using the legendary, and then I wouldn't use my starter after that. But that's kind of what I did when I first played Pokemon. Now it's like I raise my entire team. I can go back to the Ghost games now, and I can just raise an entire team again. How it's meant to be played, and then just, you know, do that. Tandem Mouse is the next card here. I would like to shiny hunt this thing, but I know it's very hard to see it. You have to zoom in on the Pokemon to see the difference. I believe it swaps out, like, the chest area swaps out the gray, I think it is, and changes it to a beige. And you got to pay attention to that. You have to zoom the camera up to them and pay attention and all that stuff. And if you see it, if you see the beige, that's the shiny. I'm pretty sure. Hang on. The Donzo. Okay, just had to make sure I know what it was called. The Donzo. No, Dondozo. Dondozo. I think that's what it is. Whatever. Chantel. In case you're wondering, what is your favorite Elite Four member? Phoebe. Because she raised ghost types. And I just said that earlier about Sableye. I was going to say, thank God she didn't raise a Sableye herself, but I think she did, and I just forgot. She had Absol, Bayonet, Dusclops, and I guess there was... No, she didn't raise an Absol. No, that was Sydney who raised an Absol. She had 5 Pokemon. Two of them were Dusclops, 2 of them were Bayonets, and I think the other one was a Sableye. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct, considering there wasn't that many ghost types in Hoenn. Not that I can think of. I don't even think the legendaries were considered ghost types either. Yeah, I think it was just those guys. Okay. Garbodor. A lot of people don't like this Pokemon. I like to give it a chance, actually, someday. And use it on a team. Maybe get a shiny one. Loudred is next. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sweetheart, you shouldn't have, you know? Full art. Garbodor. By the way, I got something to clarify. Remember I said in the last video that we did one of these things, I said those are the very first full art cards I pulled in ever. I forgot I actually pulled a full art Sandy Shocks before. Yeah. But anyway, this is actually the 5th full art card I believe I pulled ever in my life. And my God, that is beautiful. In fact, that is worth a sleeve, which is right over here. Because it was from an Iono thing, I also use my Iono sleeves. So, put that in. Very nice, very beautiful. I like it. Set that over there where it belongs. All right. Don't worry, that's not the last card. Obviously, because we didn't have the energy card yet. No, not even that. Here's a Volcarona. Or, not Volcarona. That's the one from Unova. These things have very similar names almost. Volcanion is this one's name. Sorry, Volcanion. You see how I get the two mixed up a little bit with the names. Here's your energy. This is the basic electric energy. And for you guys out there, here's your code. First come, first serve, as always. Have fun with that. All right, so I don't think we're going to get any paradoxes. And you know what? I didn't get an Iron Valiant off that, so I didn't bet anything. I didn't lose anything. Very happy. But you never know. Sometimes you say something like that and you jinx yourself because it's like, oh, just watch. You jinx yourself. Now it's going to happen because you mentioned it. All right, so this one's the Obsidian Flames. I don't remember what the specialty of these were going to be. So we shall see. I can't remember if there was anything special about Obsidian Flames as far as like what was going to be introduced. Anyway, Shuckle. Actually, I know a lot of people say they want a Shuckle evolution, which, maybe. Actually, you know, I should be honest. I really should be raising a Shuckle someday on my team. Very high defense, is not so good on attack, but you know what? I've been doing some EV training type semi-competitive kind of things. And if I do go shiny hunting for a shiny Shuckle and start using it someday, my God, that is going to be the bulkiest thing they ever come out of. It's going to be more bulky than a freaking Russian tank. or any tank for that matter, because me personally, I'm only caring about the defensive stats. It's because I want to have my Pokemon as defense heavy as possible on defense, special defense, and just a little bit of HP. That way, I can tank hits, and while I'm attacking, I can do some decent damage if I can get a super effective hit. Therefore, having a better advantage. I don't know if that. And here's another thing. I'm also hyper training too. So I'll hyper train all the stats and that matter to that Pokemon the most. So for example, let's say a Pokemon sucks at special attacking. I will hyper train HP, attack, defense, special defense, and speed. But then when I EV train, it's going to be max defense, max special defense, and then just a touch of HP just for fun. That's my strategy for building teams now, and I'm going to stick with that. Anyway, next one up is Bisharp. Get it a little closer where you guys can see it. I don't know if it needs to be any closer. Magneton is up here. It's up next. I actually loved Magnemite and Magneton back in the day. I also actually loved Elekid because when I was a kid, before I actually really got myself into Pokemon, my parents took me to Burger King and got myself one of those like kids meal things with the toys and everything. I got one of those Pokemon ones, and it had an Elekid on it, where it was an Elekid, and in its hands was a nest of Executes. And that's one of those things where it's like I became a big fan of Elekid because of that, not knowing it was actually an evolution of Electabuzz until I was like in 5th grade. And this was about the time I was like in 1st grade maybe. So we got Timpole. And another thing about that is like I think this was also at a time when they were like hinting at new Pokemon way before they even announced any new Pokemon games or new generations or whatever. They've done that for a while, and nowadays I don't think they do it that much anymore. If they do, it's probably like in the background somewhere. Like I don't know when Ash was wrapping up his journey officially during the Galar stuff when he became world champion, beating Leon. If there was any like subtle hints anywhere at that time when Ash's arc was wrapping up, if they even had any like straight up Paldea Pokemon show up in the anime, whether it was from a movie or from the show itself. Back then, you got it a lot. You know, for example, Misty had Togepi. We didn't know anything about Togepi at the time, and they still had to go through the Orange Islands, and then that's when they got back, and then they went to Johto. And even then, first movie, during the short, they had Meryl in there. People called it Peekaboo. I love the idea of that. Yeah, I think they also had Elekid and Snubble and a few others. So yeah, that was like back in the day. You would get Pokemon from new generations way before anything was supposed to be announced. Actually, even and this is the last thing I'll bring up, and I go get to the next card. Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Thinking of the Switch one. Sorry. Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team. After a certain point, you get like ranks of Pokemon you didn't know about. And this was like at the time, like actually no, those games came out both Game Boy Advance and DS. Blue Rescue Team on DS, Red Rescue Team on Game Boy Advance. So I guess it was kind of close to Diamond and Pearl at the time, but they had the statue for Lucario on one of them, and as a Lucario rank, and it was kind of like another hint there. And I think even then, the Lucario movie had already came out. So next card, Vengeful Punch. I think that's the reason why I made my videos freaking 45 minutes long, because I was going on a rant about something. Anyway, Skarmory is next. Hang on, I gotta straighten these cards up a little more. They're kind of piling up and falling over on each other. Gotta straighten them out. There. All right. Next up is Espeon. We got Charmander. Pretty cool. I'm actually more of a Bulbasaur fan myself, but it doesn't mean I don't like Charmander. I do. I really do. I even like Squirtle a little bit too. So, next up we get is Cubchoo. Pretty cool. Ooh. Ooh, man, that Koraidon. Look at it. Look at it. It's not worthy of a sleeve, so well, maybe. No, then I'd have to do the ping with the. I'll have to. I'll set this aside. We'll put it in there later. We'll even grab the Paradox one as well, the Iron Valiant. Water Energy. And here's your code. First come, first serve. You try to redeem the code. It's not working. Odds are somebody's already gotten to it before you could. So better luck next time. I also got a food review I got to do, but that's not coming until Sunday. So this is Monday. This is Monday. So it'll be like the Sunday that's coming up. So but here's the thing. This is gonna be uploaded tomorrow. This is gonna be uploaded tomorrow. I think it's 7. I don't think I have any other videos at that time. Never mind. I got Honkai appearing at that time. So this will be uploaded at 8 a.m. and that means so this will be 8 a.m. video for tomorrow, Tuesday, and then I'll be having that food review until Sunday, and I'll have to do that at 6 because I got nothing reserved at that time. Anyway, Shroomish. Mankey. Charcadet. Gonna be honest about something about Charcadet. I wish the shiny was blue everywhere and not just only its eyes, and like everything else stayed the same. That makes shiny hunting this thing very difficult if you're doing it in the wild. It's one of those things, like I said about Tandem Mouse. You have to look at it stealthily with the camera to see it, and they charge at you, so you gotta be quick to look at every one of them if you don't want to like have like random battles every 5 seconds. Anyway, Capsicum. I have shiny hunted this before. It is cool. It actually is yellow instead of green. And the evolution is also really cool. I like the idea that it's a red and green bell pepper as a Pokemon with a mouth and eyes and everything. I love it. And people can argue about all sorts of things like, oh, Pokemon, that's a food. How unoriginal. Get over it. Pokemon can be anything. They can make a Pokemon on anything. Yeah, I would catch a Pokemon based on a dice if it was a thing. I don't think it is yet, but if they do, 100%, I will shiny hunt that thing. That'll probably be the first thing I shiny hunt, and then catch it, evolve it, use it, however, whatever. It was the same with Grafaiai and a whole bunch of others. Anyway, Penny. Here's the thing. I like Penny as a character. I don't like Penny as a waifu. If you know what I mean. Because, But, here's the thing. I like that, in fact, her team is evolutions. That was such a cool thing. Like, here's the thing. You meet her in the beginning of the game. She has that fluffy Eevee bag. You don't expect anything about her. Then you get to, near the end of the game, you have a battle with her. Her whole team is evolutions. And it's just, it fits her so well because it's like, you have that fluffy Eevee backpack, and then your whole team turns out to be evolutions. It's so cool. Anyway, Meditate. Metachamp. Sorry, Metachamp. I know. Home Pokemon, you should know these things. I do. I'm reading it backwards. I know what it is. I was just reading it backwards a bit. So, yeah, Metachamp. We got a Quaxwell. Out of the starters, the Quaxley line is probably my second favorite, whereas Sprigigito line is my main favorite. People can hate about the idea that, it evolved into a bipedal. We want a quadruped. It's like, okay, whatever. Seriously, I get it. Litten had to go through with it. Sprigigito has to go through it. But you know what? With Meowth, it was the opposite. Meowth started bipedal and evolved a quadruped. Think about that for a moment. Anyway, Greedent. Pretty cool looking. I think we pulled this in the last one. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it looks familiar somehow. Dolive. So, like I said, see those green olives right there on its head? Yeah, the shiny one, it's black. That's the coolest thing. And even cooler is that when you beat one or whatever, you catch one in the wild, it gives you Smoliv oil. I love that. I love that. Anyway, Professor's research. Everybody loves her. I'm kind of lukewarm about her, to be honest, as waifu. Just throwing that one out there. Basically, her and Perrin were probably like my main ones, if I had to consider anything. Liko is lukewarm as well, so just throwing that one out there. But the thing is, like, okay, you're thinking of a minor here. Yeah, but think about this. I would do the same with May, with Dawn, and like plenty of others. Rosa's got to be in her teen ages, kind of. I did the same with Lyra from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I kind of have that thing where I can be attracted to female hero type stuff from Pokemon. Not all of them, mind you. Like Serena wasn't, Hilda wasn't, Leaf I was. I prefer to call her Leaf over Green or Blue or whatever she goes by. The female character from Fire and Leaf Green I should bring up. There's that female trainer though from Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. She's okay design wise, but I wouldn't go too far. Gloria would actually be my most recent, because Joanna, I think is her name, for Scarlet and Violet. But whatever. And then Selena. Not a big fan. Did I leave anybody out? I guess there's Chris. Chris kind of at the time, but nah. Anyway, water energy. And here's your code. First come, first serve. Have fun. There. Okay. How many more packs we got? Oh, we got the last one. Okay. 32 minutes in. Great. You know what the thing is? We only pulled one full art card. Last time we pulled 3. Maybe that's a secret I need to do with Pokemon cards. Get 6 packs. Don't just stick with 3. You might change your luck better, because apparently you can get full art cards easier from that. And you know what? Maybe I will start doing 6 packs. We'll see. I mean, okay, so the card shop that says here in town finally got new cards in. They are stocked. You know how they did that? The original owner sold the shop, and now it's under new management. And the new management got new cards. In fact, I was told that they were selling this too in there. They had one of them. The downside was $50. If I had the money, of course I would have bought it, but at the time I already opened that one. I got a second one already. I think I'm good, unless she wants to drop a third one on me. Watch that be a thing. Anyway, Bronzor. Gotta straighten these out a little bit again. Right there. Phalanx. I did try to hunt this once, I think, on Sword and Shield, but it was through Masuda breeding. I don't know how people feel about the shiny version of it. I'm kind of lukewarm about it. Probably could have been a bit better. I don't know how it's going to have made it any different, but yeah, it was okay. Anyway, Poliwag. I love the Poliwag family when I was growing up, because that little swirl on the belly was so cool. It was so cool. I think I was a fan of Poliwhirl before I knew of a Poliwag or a Poliwrath. So, Oddish. And that's another thing. I also loved Oddish growing up too. When I would catch Oddish, I would get a male one and a female one. Reason for, obviously maybe because of breeding, but the other reason was I would evolve the male one into a Vileplume and the female one into a Blossom. And no, not to be sexist, it's just kind of how I look at it. It's kind of like how I look at Gardevoir and Gallade. Obviously, Gallade has in order to get a Gallade, you need a male Kirlia, and we'll use a Dawnstone on it. But come on, let's be honest. Gardevoir is a waifu Pokemon. Gardevoir needs to be female at all times. So, if you catch a male shiny Ralts and want a Gardevoir right then and there, you evolve that sucker into a Gallade, not a Gardevoir. card needs to be female because we all know that is known as the waifu Pokemon, and it cannot be anything else. Anyway, Hisuian Growlithe. He's such a good boy. Yes, he is. And I love the shiny of Hisuian Arcanine. I think it actually turns slightly gray, like a charcoal gray, which is cool. Snorlax. Pretty cool. I was so happy when Snorlax got an evolution because it was Munchlax. So, we got us a Magearna. Oh, yes. I don't even know if you can get Magearnas into Switches anymore because they shut down the 3DS online stuff. You can't. I think you have access to Pokemon Bank for now. And if you want a Magearna, obviously you just need to scan the QR code for Magearna for Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. You can get a free Magearna as if it was a mystery gift. And I like that. I just don't like the idea now that it's going to be locked behind that particular one. Actually, no, I forgot. You complete the Dex on Pokemon Home right now on your Switch. You can get a free Magearna that way too. I just forgot about that. Anyway, we got us a Steel Energy. I know people probably call it a Metal Energy. I would prefer to call it Steel. Code time. Nope, not yet. What? Yep, we got a Porygon 2. I don't know why that energy was right there. You know, I'm doing this in order as I was getting them. So, Porygon 2. Also, I love the Porygon family. Love the shiny. Love Porygon Z as well. We got a Swanna. We got us a Hariyama. And here's your code. Have fun. First come, first serve, like always. Now, before we wrap things up, this needs attention, I think. I don't know. It just feels like it needs it. We'll see. It's not a full art, but it does have that kind of like unique look compared to like some of the other cards. So we'll do that. We got that Iron Valiant. I'll get that out quickly. Do that too. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. I'm looking at both Iron Valiants. They didn't have that little special thing with the borders. Just that Koraidon was the only thing. Kind of forgot. I'm looking through just in case I missed any. Oh yeah, actually, this one forgot to do that one instead. I knew there was another one I pulled that had that kind of fancy background looking thing to it. Couldn't remember what it was. I'm just double checking. I don't think there was anything else. Otherwise, I think this was the point where, yeah. Yep, that's it. Okay. Set aside these cards. Get another sleeve. And we'll put this card in there. I don't know why. It's not a full art. It's not anything. But it does look special. So we'll do that one too. All right. So I only got the one full art. Beautiful, beautiful Garbodor right there. Very cool looking. I love it a lot. And I got the other two in sleeves just because, you know, the border and everything. It's got that little effect to it. Might as well sleeve them just for Haas. And again, I have the Iono one here. Not putting that, not opening that up, not putting in the sleeve. That means this and the other one, which is actually in here, I'm going to get double this worth if I keep them in as good as mint as possible. So I'm going to wrap up now. Thanks so much for watching this Let's Open TCG video. Do you have any more cards you're sending my way? Do you have a third one of these ones now? Because you know what? Truth be told, I tried to pre-order another one on GameStop beginning of this month, and that didn't go through because they said we're canceling that one because of high traffic. But here's the thing. I didn't get anything that said that GameStop had shipped anything. So I don't know where the second Iono thing came from. That's the thing. I don't know where it came from. So, with that in mind, guys, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time for another Let's Open TCG video. Again, if you're just whatever. You guys have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.